Think you know everything about Osu? Well, I'm here to prove that wrong. From mysterious accounts that were never found again, to hidden Easter eggs in Osu's code, to straight up strange activity, this is 17 secret things you didn't know about Osu. And also, real quickly, if you guys enjoy these kind of videos and you want to see more, then why not subscribe? It's free, and you can change your mind anytime you want. But anyway, let's get right into it with number 1. So every day in Osu, people get banned. Around 400 individual people get banned every day. But what if I told you the creator of Osu was one of those people? Sounds silly, right? Well, on June 9th, 2020, Pepe was updating Osu's code when he left one small mistake. He had left some debug code, and what this did was essentially, for only 70 seconds, every single score in Osu would go under Pepe's name. And obviously, due to the influx of PP going into his account, he would get banned almost immediately. And also by sheer coincidence, since everybody's score was submitted under Pepe's name, somebody managed to submit a number 1 score on this map, giving Pepe a number 1 in Osu. Speaking of number 1 things, thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Raid Shadow Legends are celebrating their 3rd anniversary as one of the top RPG games out there. But seriously, this game started strong from the very beginning and never slowed down. The thing that really blows my mind is that even after establishing themselves as a leading mobile game, they didn't allow themselves to rest on their laurels and just kept adding new content and game modes every couple of months. Just check out some of the amazing things that happened in the game during those years. Doom Tower, a game mode that introduced a whole world of new and terrifying bosses to slay. Bosses and heroes. Raid started with hundreds of characters, but kept adding more and more new champions. Shadowkin, a brand new faction. The Shadowkin are a tribe of warriors from the Far East. And the Hydra, the newest and biggest addition to Raid. This monster has multiple heads, each with a different ability. This month, Raid's celebrating its 3-year anniversary, and it's going to be huge. They've got an insane amount of things in store. Raid's kicking things off with free gifts for everyone, then adding in a bunch of new content and events. We're talking new champions, new artifact sets, and if that's not enough, they've got a full month of special events and tournaments, including champions, piles and piles of shards, and tons of other goodies. Raid's huge already, and their whole anniversary event makes it an awesome time to join the Raid community, so don't wait around. This is the best time to get started in Raid, and if you're not playing Raid yet, hit my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen. You get a special huge birthday package worth $40. We're talking 3 free champions at once. Tiger Soul, Romario, plus 10 Magic XP brews, 10 Force XP brews, 10 Spirit brews. All of this treasure will be waiting for you here. And since it's Raid's birthday, the gifts keep coming. All new and existing players can get a bunch of free birthday gifts worth over $25. Once you're in game, after clicking on the links, just enter promo code 3YearsRaid to get your hands on everything. Simple. Promo code is available till 14th of May, and it's that easy. Just click the link in the description, and I'll see you in game. Number 2. On February 26, 2008, a map called Egg Song was ranked. Besides the point that it's a really old map, there was something a little bit strange about the favorites of this map. If we take a look at it, the first person we'll see is a player by the name of Egg, 6 1s, and a 5. And after a deep dive into this user, things get strange. If you try going to his profile, you won't see him, but instead you'll see a player with the username of 666. Now, why is this, and where did Egg's account go? Well, originally, Egg's UID, which is the number for every single profile in Osu, was originally 666. But for no apparent reason, his account vanished. And because you can view a profile with a UID or the username, Egg's account was replaced. Now the fact that the owner with this UID suddenly disappeared, and the fact that you can only view his name from his, I guess, origin map is somewhat creepy. So if any of you guys know where this account went or who it belonged to, then leave a comment below, because I'd like to know. Number 3. So on screen, I'm showing 2 seemingly normal maps, both from 2007. But if we go back in time to 2017, you'll notice that now it says. And so, why did this happen? Well, the original name for this map was in Japanese characters, and at the time, the website had no idea how to read Japanese characters, resulting in corrupted Unicode. These broken titles existed in Osu for over 14 years, but sadly, it eventually got patched. But we'll never forget about. Number 4. So one of the makers of the broken map was Zalius. Now Zalius wasn't your ordinary person. Zalius was able to hide a little Easter egg in Osu's code. Before the last 10 seconds that you were banned, this message would show up. Almost had a heart attack. What the f, Zalius? Number 5. So when a player gets 100% on a map, you get what's called an SS. But some people make it their life mission to get an SS on every single map they play, resulting in their whole profile being full of SS's. But sometimes, this has a weird side effect. Basically, when you submit a score on a qualified map with multiple mod combinations, when the map is eventually ranked, all of your plays are removed, causing a negative rank to appear on your profile. But eventually, this got patched. Number 6. During your first days of Osu, you'll probably play maps that are between 1 or 2 stars, and those are pretty easy. But what if I told you the easiest map in Osu is 0.18 stars. But the strange thing about this is that by putting DT on, you actually lower the star rating even more, making it 0.17 stars. Number 7. Have you ever needed a supporter, but realize you have absolutely no money? Well, don't worry, just become the 5 millionth user to ever play Osu, and have Pepe give you infinite supporter. And the reason we know why this guy has infinite supporter is because if you look at his profile, the last time he played was 8 years ago, and he still has it. But sadly, this means that this user has no idea that this even happened. Maybe he'll come back one day. Number 8. And speaking of the 5 millionth user, he has an underscore old next to his name. What does that even mean? Well, if you take an extremely long break from Osu, your name can actually be sniped, resulting in underscore old next to your new name. So if you ever take a long break from Osu, at least log in, so you don't end up like this. Number 9. So everybody knows that if a user multi-accounts, then they'll get banned. Except for one account, Osu Team. The Osu Team are people that make Osu, Osu. For example, mods, admins, endangered species. But anyway, a funny little Easter egg is that Osu Team's level is 999, their hit accuracy is 10,000%, and their play count is exactly 1337. And yes, this is actually real. Number 10. Let's talk about North Korea. So the amount of people on the internet in North Korea is 0.0%. But what if I told you that North Korean Osu accounts actually exist? For example, J03, and before you say it was just a VPN, it actually wasn't. J03 was a Canadian who moved to North Korea for school reasons. But so, how did he even use the internet? Well, because he was a foreigner, he was given a private Wi-Fi server where they block YouTube, Facebook, and pretty much any important website. But unfortunately, Osu removed his North Korean flag and gave him a Canadian one instead. And speaking of Osu in North Korea, Osu was actually spotted in a North Korean video. Number 11. So as we all know, Pepe is the guy who created Osu. But the thing is, you would think that he would be the very first user on Osu, but he actually is number 2. But what makes this really strange is that if we go look up the very first user, they're not able to be found. So this begs the question, who is the first user? Number 12. Well, the first user isn't even a person. The first user, thanks to an email from Pepe, is a system guest account. Now back in Osu's very early days, a screenshot could be found of Pepe using a test account called Not Pepe. So could Not Pepe be user 1? Who knows? Number 13. In an old build of Osu Laser, the circle's hitboxes weren't actually circles, they were instead squares. What? Number 14. So if you ever wondered who the oldest user was besides Pepe and Bancho, well, their name is Phil_old. Along with being the oldest user in Osu, they also have an upside down question mark next to their profile. Number 15. When you submit a map in Osu, it gets its own beatmap ID. So a player named Larto saw this and decided to get the 10,000, 20,000, all the way up to 60,000 on their beatmap ID. But unfortunately, a player named MM201 ended their streak. Rip Bozo. Number 16. So have you ever wondered who says, "Welcome to us"? Well, there was actually a contest held by Pepe to see who would say this. And the winner ended up being a person named Polaris. To go along with being the voice of Osu, they also have their own personal badge called Osu Voice. Number 17. So Osu has many maps. For example, this map, wait, hold on. Hey, yo!